There is an invisible wall that separates the rich from the poor. Most people think this wall is made of money. They think, if I just had $1 million, I would be free. But they are wrong. At 6 a.m., on a public bus in an industrial town, we can see this wall clearly. On the left, we have Thomas, 32 years old. Night security guard. Net worth, negative. On the right, we have Mr. Chen, 58 years old. Real estate tycoon. Net worth, $50 million. They are riding the same bus. They are paying the same fare, but they are operating in two different dimensions of time. Sociologists call this the Matthew effect, for to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have abundance, but from him who has not, even what he has will be taken away. The rich get richer because they have time abundance. The poor get poorer because they are in time debt. Today, I am not just telling you a story about a security guard. I am going to break down the mathematical algorithm that Mr. Chen used to build his empire and how Thomas used it to escape poverty in exactly 90 days. This is not motivation. This is mechanics. Let's analyze Thomas's life before the change. He is a victim of the Solow Paradox. He works hard. He walks 20,000 steps a night checking locks, but his physical labor does not correlate to wealth generation. Why? Because he is trading time for survival. His first 8 hours work pay for his rent and food. His second 8 hours, sleep, are for biological maintenance. The problem lies in his third 8 hours. When Thomas gets home at 6 a.m., he is exhausted. His cortisol levels are high. Psychologists call what he does next revenge bedtime procrastination. Because he feels he has no control over his day, he refuses to sleep. He stays up scrolling social media, watching TV, consuming cheap dopamine. He feels like he is stealing back his time, but actually he is accumulating sleep debt and cognitive decline. He consumes. He does not produce. This is the consumer trap. The algorithm of poverty is: work is greater than consume, is greater than sleep, is greater than repeat. There is no investment phase in this equation, until his mother's collapse in the hospital forced him to look for a new formula. The turning point happens on the bus. Thomas asks, "Why are you here?" Mr. Chen reveals the secret of information asymmetry. He explains, the world operates on two clocks, the social clock 9 to 5 and the opportunity clock 5 to 9. Mr. Chen introduces the concept of time arbitrage. In economics, arbitrage is taking advantage of a price difference between two markets. Mr. Chen explains, at 5 a.m., the cost of focus is cheap. No phone calls, no emails, no family demands. The world is silent. At 2 p.m., the cost of focus is expensive. Everyone wants a piece of you. Rich people buy their time when it's cheap, morning, and sell their output when the market is expensive, afternoon. Thomas realized he was doing the opposite. He was selling his prime energy to his boss for minimum wage and keeping his lowest quality energy, exhaustion, for himself. He was short-selling his own life. Mr. Chen handed him the card. It wasn't a job offer. It was an invitation to a new asset class. Here is the core mechanism. Mr. Chen calls it the rule of 730. Let's do the math that Thomas saw in that notebook. 2 hours per morning, x 365 days, equals 730 hours per year. What is 730 hours worth? A full-time job is roughly 1,800 hours a year. 730 hours is 40% of a full-time career. In 5 years, you have accumulated 3,650 hours. According to Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule, you are 1/3 of the way to world-class mastery in any subject. Mr. Chen gave Thomas a strict portfolio allocation for these hours. Hour 1. The knowledge capital, hard skills. For Thomas, this was Excel and accounting. For you, it might be coding, copywriting, or video editing. Hour 2. The biological capital, health, running, lifting, meditating. This is opportunity cost theory in action. If Thomas sleeps those 2 hours, the opportunity cost is 0. If he watches Netflix, The cost is negative, brain rot. If he invests them, the return is infinite because knowledge scales. Thomas asked, "But I'm tired." Mr. Chen replied, "You are tired because you are uninspired. Fatigue is often just a lack of purpose. The plan is perfect on paper, but execution is messy." The first 10 days, Thomas experienced what neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman calls limbic friction. His prefrontal cortex, the logical brain, wanted to wake up. His limbic system, the lizard brain, wanted to stay in the warm bed. This is the activation energy barrier. Just like a rocket uses 80% of its fuel just to leave the atmosphere, Thomas used 80% of his willpower just to get out of bed. He had to reset his dopamine baseline. He stopped the nightly TV. He stopped the sugary snacks. This created a withdrawal symptom. He was bored. He was aching. Most people quit here. They say, "This isn't working." But Mr. Chen had warned him, "Do not judge the results in the first 21 days. You are not building a skill yet. You are building the container for the skill." Thomas sat in the dark, watching Excel tutorials. Day 1, confused. Day 10, still confused. Day 20, a flicker of understanding. This is the plateau of latent potential. Results lag behind effort. You have to have faith in the lag. On day 87, the exponential growth curve kicked in. Thomas didn't just get better at his job. He became indispensable. He built an automated inventory system that saved the company huge amounts of time. He leveraged his morning capital into career capital. The promotion to lead accountant wasn't luck. It was the inevitable result of the input. He doubled his salary. He moved his mother. But the biggest change wasn't the money. It was his identity. He was no longer a security guard who wants to be rich. He was a disciplined asset builder who happened to work security. The 90 days of 5 a.m. wake-ups rewired his brain to believe that he was in control of his destiny. This is the ultimate wealth, self-efficacy, the belief that if you act, you can affect the outcome. Thomas's story ends here, but yours begins now. You have two choices. Choice A, close this video, go back to scrolling, and stay in the time debt trap. Choice B, adopt the wealth algorithm. I want you to subscribe to this channel right now. Why? Because this channel is your 5 a.m. alarm clock. We don't do entertainment here. We do wealth mindset conditioning. If you are ready to challenge the trajectory of your life, I have a task for you. Comment below. I commit to the 5 a.m. protocol. Don't just watch. Act. Turn your time into your currency. Click subscribe, set your alarm, and I will see you at dawn.